to ask the Scottish Government what action is taken to improve data collection on gender inequality.
Minister Colcap-Stewart.
Thank you. The Scottish Government is committed to improving the collection of data, collection and analysis of data on gender inequality. To build the strongest evidence base, we continue to advance quantitative and qualitative and lived experience evidence collection. In the Equality Data Improvement Programme, 28 of the 45 actions relate to improvements of sex and gender evidence, demonstrating the breadth of action across government. We recognise that there is more work to be done to improve that collection, analysis and use of data and evidence on gender inequality, and we are continuing to work with our stakeholders to do so.
Pam Gossel.
I thank the Minister for that response. Last week, during committee, I asked the Minister how the decision to include gender instead of sex came about. Instead of answering my question, the Minister asked her officials to respond. I still did not receive an answer to my question. We also found out last week that of the 24 genders produced by the Scottish Government, there were 14 categories that nobody has indicated that they belong to. Therefore, I would like to ask the Minister, why was the term gender instead of sex used to collect data on inequalities between men and women?
Minister.
Thank you for that question. I think I said at the evidence session that I would get back to the member on that. I do want to just refer to the 24 genders. I have answered a question on that before. The Scottish Government recently updated its guidance to public bodies on collecting data on sex and gender to include a coding framework for free text responses. The framework is there to help official statistics producers to categorise people who identify as trans and have completed an open response question about their trans status. The categories were developed based on responses to the question in the Census 2022. And as I have said before, the framework should not be interpreted to mean that there are a particular number of genders. It should only be used as a guide to classify responses to the recommended trans status question in the surveys.